Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator. We're going to get rolling here. We got manure to haul out and all that kind of stuff. So, should be a decent episode. Once again, I changed tractors around, so it is what it is. But yeah, But anyways, so should be a good episode and all that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna get rolling. Let's see what we got going on there. We actually got a 4440 now, and that is going to replace the 1086 and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to go back to the older Deeres like we had. We didn't have the old 4440, but I went ahead and modded this one up a little bit and all that kind of stuff. So is a little bit overkill for a TMR, probably, but it is what it is. So, but it'll be TMR tractor, windrowing tractor, and we're probably going to go ahead and pull some boxes and wagons and all that kind of stuff with it. So, like I said, is it overkill for TMR tractor? Probably, but whatever. I don't know. I just, the more I got thinking about it, I kind of want to use the stuff that like we had, like my grandfather had, all that kind of stuff, and so that's why I wanted to do that. We're gonna get a couple screens here, maybe. But yeah, that's why I want to do that. And the other thing too is, I don't know, Internationals, older ones, kind of make me leery in a little bit. I don't really know them that well. But the other thing too is, if you lose hydraulic pressure, you're fucked. You literally lose your brakes, your steering, everything. Whereas with a Deere, you don't, if you have to lose hydraulic pressure. So that's, and the other thing too, I'm honestly leaning, I know I said I'd probably get 1066 and 1086 first, but I'm honestly leaning more towards the Deere. I'm either going to get a 4430 or preferably a 4430, but if I could find a 4440 for the right price, you know, or the right deal, whatever you want to say, I'd be willing to go that route too. But, and here's the reason why. Number one, my grandfather had one, and it's my favorite tractor. Hands down, will always be my favorite tractor, is a 4430 Deere. Now, Sound Guard style Deeres will always be my favorites. They'll always have my attention. And so it's one of those things where I just really did a lot of kicking around, and I just, you know, it's my favorite tractor. So I want to go ahead and get my absolute favorite tractor in the whole wide world. You know, and all that kind of stuff. That's what I would prefer. And so, yeah, we're gonna go with that. And the other thing too is a 4430 Deere with a cab weighs 1,000 pounds less than an international, than a 1066 with no cab. Figure that one out. Doesn't quite make sense to me, but hey, whatever. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just, the more I thought about it, you know, I would just rather get the 4430 first, you know, like I said, being that it is my favorite, and all that. So me personally, that's what I'm gonna do, I think, and I'm just gonna go with that because, like I said, it is my absolute favorite. And the other thing too is the simple fact that it weighs a lot less. But the other thing is, it's going to be a lot safer for my son to ride in with me and all that kind of stuff. If he's in a cab, for one thing, and for two, I want air conditioning. You know, and especially if he's going to be, you know, out farting around with me, I would much rather have air conditioning and all that kind of stuff. And the other thing too is there's a kit that you can put your you can put a buddy seat where the one armrest would be on the left hand side, you know, as you're sitting in, to be on the left side. And so I think that's probably a better way to go. And like I said, I'd rather him be safe than anything else, and that's kind of what's important. And like I said, the other thing too is the air conditioning, which, man, you gotta kind of have that, especially, you know, the last few days, last week or so, it has been just absolutely fucking ridiculous as far as humidity and shit. And I don't want to deal with, I honestly don't want to deal with not having AC on a tractor. You'll sweat your fucking balls off. You know, first crop hay, you know, we'd probably be doing that around middle of June, which wouldn't be so bad. Second crop, you're looking at middle of July. Wouldn't be absolutely fucking horrible, but it depends on where you're at, or where the hay ground's at. You know, if it's surrounded by woods, there's not going to be a whole lot of air movement, so you're going to get really screwed there, or especially if there's corn. If there's corn, like say my neighbor grows corn or something next to my hay piece, there's literally going to be no fucking air movement whatsoever, you know, and that in, you know, mid-July, mid-August is going to be absolutely fucking horrible. So, in an open station, it's going to be absolutely fucking horrible. So, that's what my thinking is I want to do that. That's why I want to get the Soundguard Deere first. And like I said, you know, I kind of did a lot of thinking back and forth, figuring out what would be best, what everything else. And then when I found out that a Soundguard Deere weighs less than a fucking open station 1066, that's ridiculous. Holy shit. You know, I don't, I guess, I imagine 4440s are going to weigh the same. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. A 4430 with a cab weighs 1,000 pounds less than a 1066 open station. That to me baffled me. I was like, holy balls. Like, that's just ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, so is this manure. It is being dumb. Pick it up, Jesus Christ. And now we got stuck on a cow. Beautiful. How? But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? But, you know, it is what it is, so. And like I said, you know, the 4430 being my favorite tractor, but any Soundguard really are my favorite, absolute favorite tractors. So that's kind of what I want to go with that there first. And the other thing is, like I said, the safety, the heat, everything like that. All that kind of jazz. But at some point I might get a 1086. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know a shit ton about them. I just know, like I said, if you lose hydraulic pressure, you're fucked. You literally lose every goddamn thing. So I would much rather not lose everything, especially if my son's going to be in the tractor with me. No. And my brother has literally almost been killed because of international doing that. So that's what kind of makes me leery about it. And so that's why we would much rather go with a Soundguard Deere. But yeah, because there's a buddy seat goes right where that armrest there is, and so it bolts right to that, and it's pretty nice, and it's got a seat belt and everything, and it's pretty cool. So, and it's not that bad a price. It's only like $300, and really you can't really put a price on safety and all that kind of shit. So, yeah, like I said, I would much rather do it that way. But you know, and then we have to put grass in for our cattle at some point here. And I'm actually going to check in the bag and see how much we have, because if I remember correctly, there's only a couple loads left in there, if I remember correctly. So we may end up, the next video might actually be making some grass to go in the bag to feed the cows. So, but yeah, that's kind of explaining why I'm gonna end up going the route I originally had planned. But yeah, I've been, just for shits and giggles, I've been looking up all kinds of parts for them and seeing what they are. The tractor themselves, they're kind of going up in price, but that's to be kind of expected with some of the shit going on, and everything else has been going up, so why the hell not the price of tractors? I mean, they went up like, I'd say 6,000 in the last year, and some of that might even out here eventually. But still, I mean, you can get a 4430, you can usually pick up a pretty decent one around 20,000. Sometimes you can get one for 10 or 15, it just kind of really depends. But mechanically sound, and the paint and shit looks like shit, and all that kind of stuff, you know, the cosmetic, it looks like crap, but it runs and drives good and everything. You're looking at probably around 15, which if I got one that needed to be repainted and all that stuff, that's really no big deal. So I'd be totally fine with that. But you know, you'd have to see how things are really gonna go, and all that. But you know, it also depends on auctions and where you can find a good deal at or whatever. But I mean, paying 20 grand for one of these is, you know, that's not unheard of. I mean, that's kind of par for the course there, and especially if you buy, you know, one of these and you can use it to make all kinds of money, you know, because, you know, we'll be making, my brother and I will be making our own hay, which I guess my brother is thinking about getting a 720 or 730 diesel. But you can turn around and make all kinds of money with these, and you wouldn't have to necessarily buy one for a while. honesty, you could get one of these tractors and it'd probably last us for as long as we'd need it. So. But like I said, the main thing is I want to make sure my son's safe. But anyways, going back to parts, kind of got easily distracted here. But yeah, the little buddy seat add-on is like $300, $350, something like that. And then the aftermarket steps like this one has are not too bad. You can get them for about $300. You can find them on eBay for cheaper, but I think I'd want to go with the K&M, or is it KT something? I think it might be K&M, or M&K, whatever the fuck it is. It's one of those things, and they seem to have probably the best one. It says you can get ones from Amazon for a lot cheaper, or eBay for like $150, but it might be one of those things you get what you pay for. I mean, the set that my uncle put on the 4430 that Grandpa had, those are the yeah, I'm trying to think, K&T I think it is. It might be, it's either K&T or K&M aftermarket steps, and those are the $300 ones, but they seem like they're really, really good quality, you know, and they've held up, you know, pretty well. But one of the other things that have to have is big old freaking straight pipe on it, and I'd want to put my front fenders on, which push comes to shove, you can make those for the fenders. But yeah, I just, the main thing is I want my son to be safe and everything else, especially if I'm going to have him riding while I'm cutting hay. I mean, cruising across the field 10-11 miles an hour is going to be a lot better when he's got a buddy seat with a seat belt on it. So, and in all honesty, I'm trying to be a smart dad, a good dad, and do what's best for him. Especially, you know, if I can have him nice and safe in a seat and in air conditioning. Oh yeah, fucking absolutely. But yeah, hopefully we can make that happen, but we'll see how things go and all that kind of stuff. But no, like I said, I'm trying to be a good dad, trying to figure things out and do what's best for him and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like I said, this 4440 is a little overkill on the TMR. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to do and all that kind of stuff. And it's been an interesting thing, you know. Obviously, when you first find out you're going to be a dad, you're fucking scared shitless. But I wasn't going to bail or walk away, because that's not how you're supposed to do things and all that kind of stuff. But then eventually you figure it out. I don't have it all figured out, and I'll be honest with you, my wife's a much better parent than I am. I don't know if it's mother's instinct or if she just inherently knows. I really don't know. But she is actually probably the better parent than me. And but I'll be honest with you, the other day she told me that I was a good dad. That shit really, it really almost made me cry, because I'm really appreciative that my wife is seeing that I'm trying to be a good dad, and when she said that, you know, you're a really good dad, that really meant a lot to me. And like I said, the shit almost made me cry. So alright, we're gonna get this kicked on here. Like I said, the 4440 on a TMR is probably overkill. Although one this size, you know, a 4430 or 4320 would be a good one, and that'd be about the same amount of power. So, you know, you never know, I guess. But we're gonna grab a couple screens there real quick. I did, and then we're gonna get this loaded up and all that. So, oh, shut off. So, but yeah, and you know, with everything that's been going on and all that kind of stuff, it's really been kind of nice to look forward to the future and things. And my wife wants to buy and sell some horses and things, and hopefully, with any luck, with the side businesses, you know, stuff, and making hay and doing custom hay work. Because my brother and I pretty much decided we kind of want to do more of the hay type stuff, you know, make more hay than anything, and we can do some custom work and things like that. Obviously, after selling some of our own. But you know, once we get our hay grown and stuff and get our equipment, we're able to make our own hay. My wife wants to buy and sell some horses and stuff, and I really hope we can make that happen for her, because everything that my wife has sacrificed and everything she has done for us, she's probably one of the most incredible moms I've ever seen. She just inherently has always been a great mom, and really tried to help me become a better dad, for one thing, and everything she's sacrificed and will sacrifice, I really would like to do that for her, so she can follow her dreams and passions as well, because that's kind of what it's all about. And you know, you can't be selfish and that kind of thing. And I mean, she's already going to be moving away and, you know, being somewhat uncomfortable and things. I'm a little more comfortable with it than I think she is, but it is what it is. And I think with my mom being there, my mom and her both sharing the enjoyment of horses, I think that'll be good for them, and you know, that kind of stuff. So I really hope I can make her horse dreams come true, because everything she's done for me and my son, and all that kind of stuff, and everything that she will give up, and all that kind of stuff. So I really hope I can do that. But I also figure if I'm making enough between buying and selling hay, and you know, or making and selling hay and doing custom work and all that kind of stuff, and the side stuff, I think honestly I'd like it if she could work part-time, and then she could really have the time to focus on her dream of buying and selling horses and stuff. I think that would really be, because then she could work, you know, still be bringing in some money, but she'd still have plenty of time for doing what she enjoys to do, and all that kind of stuff. So and the other thing too is, I don't know, they say that if you want to do something, do what you enjoy. Oh Jesus, I walked over top of the track. You know, do something you really enjoy, and you'll never work a day in your life. But you can also get burned out on things if you're trying to do it full time, instead of, you know, trying to make it a hobby or whatever. Sorry, you're gonna have to be patient with me taking some screens here. But it's one of those things, you can get burned out on it if you are constantly doing with it and constantly worrying about it and everything else. So it's one of those things I ideally like to make enough money so my wife doesn't have to work as hard. You know, she can work part-time or whatever. Or I mean, even if I am making enough money between my normal job and my side hustle, and she doesn't have to work at all, that'd be fine too, if that's something she chooses to do. But I do know she likes to work and do things, because otherwise she'll go fucking nuts if she's in the house all the time. So it doesn't really have a whole lot to do. She's kind of like me that way. But I also figure I might be on the road for, you know, I'm going to be gone all week, you know, maybe even 3 weeks at a time. And I don't think it's fair that my son has both of his parents busy and doing things all the time. And you know, that kind of stuff. And that maybe also she'd have the time to teach him more or less how, you know, more things and stuff like that. So like I said, I hope everything works out, because my wife really has given up a lot. She really has sacrificed a lot, and she really is a good mom. So I just want to do something really nice and allow her to follow her dreams too, because happy wife, happy life. Yeah. I think we got about another 10 minutes left in the video, because I think I gotta make another batch. But let's see, I'm pretty sure I gotta make another batch of feed. No, we're good there. I guess we do need to put grass in though. And we also have to check, I think I got about another 10 minutes. Yeah. So we're gonna probably go ahead and get grass going actually here first. So we'll go ahead and put the quinoa away. And we gotta clean this up first before we start putting grass, and we might end up pushing this in there and not needing to do any, so. You know, hopefully we can make this all happen. And the other thing too is, with my brother going down, and of course my brother and I are getting in on it, you know, doing this stuff together. My cousin and her husband are coming down at some point as well, so they're going to want to help do it, and it's going to be really cool to have, you know, a family unit doing things together. Of course with parents and stuff too, but that's going to be nice to have, you know, family kind of doing all that stuff together. And I think that's a really good way for him to grow up. And the other thing too, just, you know, whether it's me or his Uncle Jeremy, you know, riding around in the tractor and doing things, you know, you're going to be learning stuff and you don't even know. You know, and it's going to be fun to teach him everything that I know, and he'll probably teach me things that I don't know. And so it'll teach him the value of work and everything else, and it'll teach him that if you want something, go for it. You're going to have to work for it. You know, and I'll help you if you want this or that, but you're going to have to work for it. You know, you're going to have to put some effort in. You know, nobody's just going to hand you stuff, because that's not how life works. And the other thing too is it'll just be nice for him to have some of those memories that I did. My dad and I don't really get along, and I don't, stuff like that. And when I was a kid, we really didn't get along. But that was some of the good memories with my dad and the tractor, but we definitely need more grass. So we're probably going to go ahead and just hook the 4440 to the bagger, and we'll use the 4430 or something to pull the wagon. But I want him to have those memories as well, you know, cousins around and things like that, and hanging out with his dad and his uncle and his grandpa, and, you know, getting things done together and things like that. That's one of the things, you know, that a lot of really good memories from on the inside of a, you know, inside or on a John Deere tractor. So that to me is why it's kind of important. And my wife understands that, and she's very supportive of it. Well, I mean, she's going to get free food for her horses basically, but she's very supportive of that dream and me wanting my son to have that. And that's been really cool too. So she definitely understands where I'm coming from, because there's a lot of passions and stuff that she wants to share with them and things like that too. So that's between me and her, we're going to be able to teach them a lot of things and show them a lot of good things, and really kind of excited for it. So. Yeah, we're getting kind of low on some grass here, so oh, I gotta get the chopper box first, you dum-dum. How the hell are you gonna haul grass to the cows? Put it in the cab, I guess? And then I gotta haul some slurry, but I'm not gonna be doing that probably on camera, so probably just pop around this way here, even though this road is rough as shit. Oof, fucking old rough ass field road. I wish I could, I don't know, I'll have to look into it, see if there's a mod with a dozer where you can smooth shit out, because this is ridiculous. I'm about to bust the front axle for real. Close enough, or did it not load up for me? Guess we will see what happens here. Or is it because the chopper box is kind of going the wrong way? Oh. There we go. Oh, now I gotta run out and jump in this thing and hit the unload button again. Damn it. In and out, in and out. Oh man. Alright, that should be enough. Go ahead and give this to our moo cows. So go around this way probably, I guess. Because it usually works better to put this shit in with the dry cows. Well, who knows, I might end up with a 4430 and a 4420. Be pretty sweet. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and get some grass cut, because these hoes gotta eat. So we're gonna end up taking this probably over to the barn. The shed with the Discbine, and I'm going to get that hooked up, and then that'll probably be the end of the video here. I know you just clean it up when I'm going to get it all dirty anyway. And then we'll probably end up putting 4430 on the bagger. I'll use the 4440 for some grass to pull the boxes and stuff. So, pull this up. Like I said, I got slurry to haul, but we're going to do that off camera, so... And then the other thing too is I don't necessarily have to windrow if I'm just doing grass, so but we'll see. It does make it a little nicer at times too. Shut this off for now. Up in our 4440. Which actually, now I think about it, let's move this because we got too many. We'll make it a couple extra minutes. I'll go ahead and get the bagger. Always get it ready to roll here. Yeah, the other thing I felt, I really don't need the 6 tractor, so 5 tractors pretty much does everything I need it to do, so. I was going to change the back wheels, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Going to go look at the shop about. And the next video might actually be doing that, because then I can use all my slurry for redoing that. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for the video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it and all that kind of stuff, and we'll catch you in the next episode.